Hello, party recruitment tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Star Ocean with me, BlueAnkylo. Last episode, after a bit of side questing and, you know, running around randomly, we made it to the town of, well, we're on the way to Van. The town we're in. Someone knows the name of the town. Is there really a Santa? Not on this world, kiddo. Santa got turned to stone. The town of Ionis. There we go. That's where we are. And this is where we finally ran into Ronixus and also Marvel, who joined us. And Marvel is an interesting pseudo-mage, let's call her. She still uses weapon techs. I looked into it a little bit between episodes. So she still uses, like, special tech-style weapon. Like, she doesn't choose magic from a list that cost MP. But she does effectively work like a spellcaster using mostly long-range orb techs that are more like magic than a physical attack. So that's interesting. There's also Ronixus, who is an archer that has black magic. So we've got a tech using long-range mage, and then a magic using long-range physical archer that can use pretty good armor. So Ronixus gets like the better armor, and it's just kind of a weird combo. We've still got Joshua for healing and some black magic, and then Radix, Ashley, and Iria. I thought a little bit about what I wanted for my party. It's kind of hard. I want to try out the new characters, right? I think Joshua is sort of mandatory because he's our only healer for until Millie finds us. So I think we want to keep him. I'm going to bench, actually, Ashley and Iria for a little while. And we're going to have to find a new party setup here. The problem with this is I'm the only melee fighter in this group. So I probably want one of Ronixus or Marvel to switch with Ashley. But, you know, for now, this will be fine, maybe. Let's see if there's a strategy that puts Radix, or sorry, a formation that puts Radix up front. There, just like that. Now, I don't know. This might not be enough melee fighters for a random encounter, but we'll give it a shot. I do need to spend some skills here. I'm also not 100% sure how non-active party members will affect things. Basically, like, the question is, can Ashley Scout still affect things even though he's not in the front four? It might not work unless he's part of the active 4 characters. So we might try that out a little bit. I'm also not sure yet if backup characters get experience. So we'll keep an eye on Iria and Ashley. You know, if they level up or gain XP after fights, then cool. If not, you know, it's a little bit more work. Right, skills. So Ronixus has 70 points. It makes sense to go a little bit into effort. And then maybe we pick up some of the one-cost skills that will help him. Anything that costs literally 1 point, it's not going to get any cheaper. Well, 3 points is pretty cheap. And he does cast magic, so... But I'll probably put a lot of points into effort early on. Now, hold on. Before we spend skill points, let's see if we can figure out that authoring. It's possible we can just buy the books and get some stuff. Item creation. I would like to create some items. Magic card. These are actually pretty cool for art. This is the first time we've been able to buy these. So maybe those, we'll see. I think cards are for spell effects in combat, and color... It's either... Can't remember which one's which. This is the authoring item, so it's 400 per attempt. We can buy more composing. We can do crafting now. We can do all the crafting now. Pretty much. Ah, bird feed. We can even do shopping mid-dungeon. It's practically free. Alright, that's great. I was really hoping we'd find that like this town now, because, well, let's look into authoring, because the new characters that just joined don't really need to spend a lot of skills if someone has the ability to write books. And Iria, if I remember correctly, has writing abilities, so it should be possible for her. Although maybe we want to raise her authoring ability first, which is writing. It's already level 6, so she's doing great. So then, what we do with that, so level 6 author. So this is stuff that I might end up doing a bunch off camera, but I want to show how it works at least once. So she's got some skills that she can write books on, or at least she can attempt to write books on. Let me just switch my side screen here to how this works, if I've got any extra notes on abilities. Authoring. You can only write up to a level 7 book. You do need the writing ability skill, and it's $400 per pen. So, for instance, herbal medicine seems good. We failed. So, good start, right? I don't know what her odds of this even working are, and that's the problem. If it's really low, then it's a lot of money for nothing. And so far, this is completely worthless. Maybe I'll try 10 times, and if I get nothing, I'll give up on it forever. Maybe you can't author a level higher than your authoring skill. So what... Hold on. So her herbal medicine is at level 5. So theoretically, I'm writing an up to level 5 book. I've already got her effort up to 6. Let's see if I can put more into writing. This will save us a lot of skill points if I can get it to work, but it might just be a really low percentage chance, and it's just time and money buying more books, right? Okay, we got it. Good. So as soon as I went to level 8, we got it first try. Alright, maybe you should really invest a lot of points into authoring in the first place. Okay, so if I understand correctly, now we take those books, which are somewhere in here, herbal medicine, and let's just check what Radix was at first, because I believe she's writing level 5 books. I think, which means everyone could get up to level 5. I'm going to start with Radix, because, like, main character syndrome. So, assumedly 2 books will get him to level 5. Now, I could just buy one for 2 skill points, so it doesn't really matter. But once they get more than 1 or 2 skill points, then it's probably worth the book. Or it's just always worth the book, and you save that 2 skill points forever. I mean, you know, it depends on how much time and money you want to spend writing books. That brought him up to level 6, so that saved me, you know, some skill points. Now, I am curious what happens if I do another one, because the books are supposed to cap out at 7. And I'm not sure... what will happen here, because she's not a level 7 herbalist yet, right? So we're sciencing together. Okay, maybe you could just write level 7 books if you have the skill. That's actually kind of crazy. That means she could teach herself herbal medicine up to 7. That's great. Oh boy, that's okay. Now, let's try that. So that means investing points into authoring just saves you gold and time. You might as well try to get to level 10 writing, so that you can do this efficiently and just teach yourself all the skills even. Like, maybe you only need like 1 point in the skill, and then you can train it up to 7. I don't think this will work. I'm save stating. Yeah, just in case it wasted it. If she gives herself... Oh man, that's too good. So... min-maxing Ankylo. She can teach herself... Like, we just... If I do it again, we save another 17 skill points, basically. Just... You can get everything to level 7 that she can teach. So that's really cool. Let me look at the list. She should be able to teach biology. So 1 point in biology, and she can teach that up to 7. That's, 7 squared is 49 times 10. That's 490 hit points to everybody if I spend the time and money to do that. It's not a ton, but you can do that. Let's see, what else can we make books? There's a lot of books. Herbal medicine. Performance, apparently. 1 point. Workmanship, apparently, is 1 point. So we'll get that. I'll definitely be doing this off camera if this is what we're going to do. And I probably want to do it before I invest more points, right? Theoretically, let's see, performance. Kitchen knife. That's nice. 7, that's strength for everybody. Forging is on the list. So put a point into that. Even if she doesn't want to do the forging herself, we can teach someone else up to level 7 if they're going to be our smith. Musical notation. Probably went right past it. Teach that. Recipes we can teach. Oops, 2 points is a waste. Mineralogy. I mean, these sound like books that you might be able to write. Technology. Sketching. All the stuff that she didn't already know, but she can get real good at it real fast. So sketching, psychology, item lore, and writing, which we've already done. So she could get somebody up to level 7 for identifying. That would be really nice for all of our mid-dungeon identification adventures. And then psychology is for MP. Okay, so in theory, that's all of the skills that she can teach. So that's fine. Probably the higher the authoring, the better the chance, I'm assuming. But at this point, it's really just money, right? It's just money and my time, because if that's all we need... Yeah, she can do all the skills now, just like that. It's a research pen, and as many research pens as it takes, and you can get everyone to level 7 and everything. And that sounds pretty cool. I mean... I'm not gonna do it for everybody. But, like, getting some extra strength on my fighters, like, that sounds really nice. Oh, that's a failure. I thought that was a success, but that was actually a failed book. A lot of menuing for this. I'd probably want to do this on, like, high speed. So, anyway, that's something I'm gonna do in a break. Maybe I'll do a little break coming up in this episode, and... I mean, I've got quite a lot of money, you know. We could do a lot. I mean, we can't do this infinitely with the current amount of money. We could sell... Okay, one thing we could do... I want to check if everyone knows the songs we've learned. Or if you have to learn them for each character. Yeah, so once you've learned a song, it's there forever for everybody. So one thing that we should do as well is learn the other... It doesn't even matter, but let's learn the other... trumpet and harmonica songs. Or at least we'll try. If I remember correctly, the composing pens are even cheaper than the other ones. Maybe I should just give up on the level 1 songs that are worse. Well, to be fair, I could use the books to train his music up to 7 so that it was easy. Alright, I'll do that kind of stuff off camera. We can get him to level 7 music, and then he can make the wasted songs. Then I can get someone up to art level 7 and start looking into art crafting, which we can use to make all kinds of crazy stuff. So yeah, I've got some training to do, which I'll probably just do off camera, because I have a feeling it's going to take a while. I'm in a lot of trouble to find some Orichalcum. But I botched the metallurgy and now it's gone. Should have made some duplicates first. So I'm really excited to get all that done. Not as excited to do it on camera, though. Feeling it's going to take a... I'm going to watch some other YouTube videos while I mess around, probably. I will spend some money buying some stuff. You can find out unrecognized items using Identify. I'm pretty sure it's easy to learn how to identify. We've already learned all the skills, basically. Alright, let's buy upgrades for people. Rupee wand, we got... Armor is an upgrade for one person, so we'll buy it. Amber robes upgrade for one person. Iron helmet. Do I already have one of these? No. Shields. Fancy shoes. Alright, not too bad. But yeah, if I learn the other musics that I don't want, I can sell the old instruments, and that's a fair amount of money. Because I don't need the trumpet and the harmonica, so once I've learned all the songs from them, I can just get rid of them, basically. It's basically what I'm thinking. Who could equip all this stuff? Bit of defense for him. Oops. Yeah, managing all these characters gets a little bit tricky. Alright, we got mostly iron for Ashley. No cool accessories. If I bring Iria, we'll give her a little bit more. One of her weaknesses is not a lot of good armor. This just took her evade from almost nothing to 60, so this is a pretty big upgrade to her, honestly. Just given her general lack of equipment. I should probably move these over to... Oh, one evade, yeah, very, very valuable. Should probably move the necklace over to somebody. I keep pressing the wrong button. Big dummy. Sure, just wear this frog hat. Awesome. I feel like Marvel might be one of my weakest. If I'm gonna use her in combat, she's the most likely to die, I betcha. And then we got Renixis, who can wear better armor in general. Probably not shields. In general. Just not right now. And then there's Radix with his awesome Dwarven gear and Longsword +1. Okay, I think that's all the equipment we can buy. So that's done. Such a big dump of skills here, but I like it. So what I'll be thinking of is, like, which character I want to train in which skill. That said, there's still 2 more characters to recruit. So I don't need the current crew to cover every single skill. But, it would be nice. I mean, we've got someone who can do music. We've got someone who can do authoring. Apparently, I only need 1 authoring. We've got... I'd like to have maybe 2 people who can do the animal familiarity. There's a reason to have a couple. Different ranks of animal handling gives you different possible items to purchase. And if you level too high, you actually can't buy blueberries and stuff anymore, which are probably the most useful thing to buy. Just cheap healing. So sending a bird to store to buy a bunch of blueberries and blackberries is really nice. Even if there's someone who can buy resurrect potions, which are also really nice. So we might want a couple people with bird shopping. I know, it's disgusting, but... I don't think there's any more skills to buy at this point. No, we got all that. I mean, the skill list is full, so, like, there's nothing else. That man over there, from the way he's acting, he looked like he just woke up. I recently figured out that I'll be rewarded if I try hard enough. It'd be the end of me if I gave up because I thought I had no talent. Ah. Maybe if you don't have a talent, you could learn a talent. You're almost a van. Just keep going. Yeah, I'm not sure if I need to grind any new talents right now. I'm not sure how long it would take, or if I really want to do it anyway, but at least the game gives you some tips that if you just keep trying, maybe you'll get it eventually. I've heard it's a pretty brutal grind, though. And that looks like Ionis, that's it. So basically, you come here to recruit a couple characters and start doing all the fancy skills if you've got the money for it. So, probably, let's just do a couple combats. I'll probably put a little cut in the middle of the episode here. That was a lot of damage. Now, I don't really like Marvel running out there on her own to fight, but she needs a couple level ups, and then she'll be able to, hopefully learn a tech that lets her do a long-range attack. Right now, her only orb tech is close combat, which is not amazing. I'm gonna start testing out some of the stuff I said I was gonna test out. We're gonna look for monsters from the back row. And also, I'm gonna try to remember a number here. Area 1255. That was pretty quick. Kinda sounds like we might have had a fight right away. Alright, she's taking a lot of damage. Nice to have Ronixus again, though. Look at him doing cool stuff like dark magic. So, like, this party's not too bad. Radix goes and kills everything. We've got a healer. Someone who helps us fight, but maybe isn't that great at it. Alright, 265. Did the back row characters still gain experience? I don't think so. 1255. Let's try that one more time. Come on, I'm trying to Dragon Blast this guy. Well, at least we've got a mage, like a healer, that heals people if they take damage now. So keeping Joshua on the team, I think, is a really good idea. I do intend to bring Millie instead eventually, but... Alright, so if you're not in the active party, you're not getting experience. I'm not really surprised. That just means if you want to use all 8 characters, you gotta do some separate grinding. That's what it is. But it does seem like looking for monsters... Like, I probably don't need Ashley to be in the active party if his scouting is working. And it kind of seems like it is. Which means maybe we could do, like, same thing. Like, Joshua can be our musician. If he's not our active group, he can still perhaps avoid enemy encounters by just playing music from the back row. From the non-active party. Which, that's all good news for me. Yeah, and then training we want to get set up so we can make our experience gain a little bit more efficient. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is get the skill stuff out of the way now. The sooner I do it, the sooner I can start spending skill points a little bit more freely. And it's gonna be a fair bit of book authoring. I'm gonna start with music. Try to learn the 2 songs that we don't have that don't really matter, but I just might as well learn them while I've got the instruments. And then I'll sell the instruments for extra money. Clean up my old... I've got some inventory to sell anyway. And I'll just start leveling up the most important skills with books. I probably won't get them all. There's no way I've got enough money for that, I don't think. But, one thing we could do is try to get authoring to level 10. How close is, well, for that we need, we need area to get a level up. She's got 2 skill points. Where is it? Writing is 34, so... I mean, if I get her a level up, she can probably get 1 more point. And it is agility, so this isn't even a waste. More of this is always nice. You really could have just spent like 0 as minimum number of skill points as possible until this point in the game. Like, you might need a few points to make the fights not too difficult, but you could have saved all your skill points until you have effort and an author with once you get to this town where you can buy the crafting, whatever the pen is or whatever. And then with 1 point in writing, it might be difficult, but you could probably write books up to level 7 in writing, put some points into effort, get writing to level 10, and then get everything that uses writing up to level 7 for the people that want it anyway. Not necessarily, you don't need everyone to have everything, but some skills are just good for everybody. And then it's skills that you can't write book for. Maybe you want to learn those a little earlier because you're not missing out, so to speak. Well, let's try to get her 1 level up and writing to level 9. Seeing as I'll be saving so many skill points, I don't mind rushing that a little bit early. If you could what am I trying to say? You know, honestly, the bow on Ronixus is kicking butt. I'm really enjoying his contribution to the team right now. But just put him in the corner and shoot big arrows. But yeah, I think we will gain enough skill points that investing writing up to level 9 and putting a bunch of points into effort right now will be a little bit delayed for the next like 5 or 10 levels maybe. But I think we'll gain enough that by the time we get close to the end of the game, we'll be way overpowered. Also, I wonder if I'm not going to go back, but like the experience from the monsters we were fighting in Joshua's his buddy Foster's forest was way more than these random encounters out here. That direwolf increased its attack power. So I think we'll just record for a couple more minutes here until we get our level up for Iria. Try a couple cool skills. The dragon thing is cool, but it's got a long animation before it does damage. Alright, there's the level. Now, she might not actually get enough skill points here. 43, alright, good. So, not quite maxed, but pretty dang close. And with that, I think... I mean, it might, you know, it's just I actually don't think it makes a huge difference. It would probably just save us books, which is effectively just money. So getting her to writing 10 before you do this would probably be ideal if you're short on money. But if you've got infinite money, it doesn't even really matter. It's going to cost 400 bucks per attempt, and we're going to be able to make as many as we can make. So that's the plan. So I'll be back in a minute, and I'll just give you a summary of what I did. But hopefully I laid this out. If you're playing along, I don't think you need to feel like you need to do this at all. But if you can write a book with money to get free level ups in skills that otherwise require experience, I think this is the way to do it. This seems really smart to me. So I'm going to try. And if I get really bored and give up on it, then I'll meet you back in a minute and I'll show you how much I did before I got tired of it. I'll try to give you an estimate of how long I spent, though. If I spend like 5 hours, then I can be like, yeah, don't bother. But if it only takes me half an hour, then, you know, not too bad. See you guys in a bit. And welcome back, crafty tubers. So it should be the middle of the episode unless I mess this up. I spent some time, a bit less than an hour, so not a huge investment of time, and I spent all my money, basically, and I figured that's enough, so we'll stop there. I probably spent more time because I started writing down, like, which character I want to learn what skill, and sort of planning out a little bit about who's going to do which abilities, you know, which are... Try to save some long-term planning time from you guys. So the main thing is that the appropriate skills that I wanted to train to level 7 via authoring is done. I actually got almost all of it done. Like, actually didn't take that long. Depends on what skill you're trying to write. I say some skills are harder than others. Some of them are in the realm of you probably get like 75 to 90% of the time you get the skill book out of it. maybe 50-50 for some, and the harder ones are like the 25% range. So I would take a stack of 20 and then try to turn them all into one type of book. Sometimes the worst case scenario, I'd get like 2 or 3, and then buy another stack of 20, try the same book, get another 3 or 4. So I was getting like maybe 20% kind of range of success. But some other books, and I didn't write them down, but I think psychology was easy, for instance. Some books, almost every single one was a success. Like, I'd go through a stack of 20 pens, and I'd end up with 18 psychology books. And then I'd buy another 20 pens and get another 18 or 17 or 18 psychology books. So some are much easier than others. And as far as I can tell, Iria's, or your author's stats don't matter. So I don't think, well, I mean, her writing stat matters. So I probably could have got slightly better success rates if I'd invested more into wherever it is, writing. If I got up to level 10, theoretically I would have had maybe another 5 or 10% chance or something per book. But having the associated skill you're writing for didn't seem to matter. I tested it out with like level 1 psychology, wrote a bunch of books, got up to level 7, tested it out again, and it didn't seem to make any difference. Some books are just easy to write, it seems to be. Some are harder than others. So basically, if you were paying attention, and again, like I know this is maybe a little monotonous for some people, there's only a few of these books that provide stats. So biology, herbal medicine, psychology are all stat uppers. So I gave those to everybody. And then the only other stat uppers are kitchen knife and writing. So almost everybody got all of the kitchen knife and writing. My mages don't have all the kitchen knife. And I think I'm short like one person's agility. I think I didn't give Marvel the 7 agility or something like that. I'll get to it later on. It's no big deal. So that's done. And then the other skills are for the special abilities. So these things are for almost entirely just for getting access to... I'll go to the skill page for this. The other books are... They don't give you any stats. They're just used for like recipe, and there's no good eye. So like you can't always use a book to get all of your cooking abilities or your other types up to max rank, or up to level 7 anyway. So with just books, you can get cooking to 7 kitchen knife, 7 recipe, but good eye, you'll have to invest yourself. Compounding, you can get all 3 of those from books. Art, you can get from books because it's just the 1. Identification, you can get all 3 from books. Crafting, you can't because I don't have it. Customization, you can't either. So you have to invest skill points into those. Authoring, obviously, you can do. Training, I don't think you can get any of these from books, so you got to invest these yourself manually. Smithing, you can get from books all the way. Oracle doesn't matter. Alchemy, I'll look at someone who's not Radix. And you can't get scouting, and I don't think you can do familiars either. So it's mostly like the nerdy type of stuff. There's the compounding one. So yeah, that was easy enough. Let me just double check who I trained in what. I wrote it down, so I'll go over my notes here in just a second. But I think you need a mage to do alchemy, and I temporarily decided that that would be Joshua. I still didn't even learn one of the things. So the problem is, one of the requirements for alchemy is fairy lore, which is super expensive. And I don't want to invest 40 points for 1 rank in it just yet for alchemy. And alchemy turns iron into more interesting metals. So, like, some of these skills you can't get out of books, and they're just going to be a pain to learn. Yeah, so let me go over kind of my notes. This depends on the talents you get. So at the moment, Ronix actually has a lot of my abilities sort of lined up, because he got really lucky, I think, on his... Yeah, Radix, sorry. Radix has originality, which is for customized, which doesn't matter yet, but one day that'll be nice. Sense of taste gives him cooking, which I've got him at level 7 on cooking, or, well, not level 7, but he's got the knife skill and the recipe skill. The good eye skill you have to invest your points in for no reason other than cooking. So for now, he's our cook, but he's got a lot of skills, so I might give that to someone else. Manual dexterity actually applies to a couple different abilities. This is smithing and crafting, at least, and possibly other ones as well. There's a couple on my list that the guide doesn't actually tell you for sure if they know, like, unless someone's dug through the code, people are kind of guessing what skills apply to what. But at the moment, Radix is also our smith, if I want to do smithing. and our crafter if I want to do crafting. So smithing is forge and mineralogy, which you can get from books. And crafting is also mineralogy, so there's a bit of overlap. Workmanship and aesthetic, which aesthetic is not something that you can learn from a book. And then... So because of that, because there's some overlap, and customized, which is originality, will eventually use aesthetic and workmanship as well. Maybe he'll cover a bunch of stuff, but I do think it's better to split them up across your party than... Because there are a lot of extra... Like, basically what I'm trying to say is, these are a lot of extra skill investments that don't apply to your combat. Taking points in sketching beyond level 7. Like, you can get to level 7 for free. But if you want to have an artist at level 10, that's a lot of points into art. And, by the way, boy, is it expensive. So I'm not sure... In fact, I'm pretty sure... Where is it? I went right past it. I'm pretty confident that Radix will not get to level 10 art. But I didn't think of that, so he's my first person to get to level 7 via books. So it's just money. I can take another person to level 7 books, and then maybe they'll have the, 300 points necessary to get to level 10. That's something for much later. I'm not doing that anytime soon. So he's our artist for now, but I'm probably going to change it. He's also our cook, and he might still be our cook. I don't have anyone else with the sense of taste right now. There's a couple people that have the design sense. But he's the only person with the sense of taste. So, kitchen knife, he's going to want for strength anyway. I'm going to max that out for him for sure. Recipe is already at level 7, and looks like it's actually pretty cheap to upgrade. I maybe didn't even need to worry about the books, as it turns out. Recipe level 7 is still costing me 1 point. Right? So, with the amount of points we put into effort... So far, we could have got recipe to level 8 for, like, 8 skill points. So, that doesn't really matter. Like, whatever. Maybe it gets really expensive at level 10. But for now, that point doesn't matter. And then Good Eye is the other cooking one. As long as that stays cheap, he could be our cook. I don't care. That's fine. Smithing was Forge and Mineralogy, which are at level 7. Again, I'm not sure if I'm going to... I'm not sure how much further I'll go on this. Forging is pretty expensive. So that's a little bit expensive for him, but you do need that manual dexterity. And then the other one for him... Crafting, I don't have yet because I didn't put any aesthetics, but I could unlock crafting right now with aesthetics. Crafting is for accessories, smithing is for weapons, and that's the main difference with those. So that's Radix. I'm gonna go through everyone real quick. Ronixis, I don't really have any specific skill plan for him. Obviously, he can use books, but let me just double check my notes here real quick. Sorry, this is a little bit rambly. Because he has the Blessing of Mana, maybe I'll let him do alchemy. Because alchemy requires the fairy lore, I was gonna have Joshua do that because I gave him the books already for mineralogy and technology. But I was thinking about it. Joshua is our musician, so if I'm gonna use musician on Joshua, he also has the art skill or the art talent. So maybe Joshua will do music and art. And because fairy lore is so expensive, maybe Ronixis, who has nothing else to do, maybe he will do the alchemization. So that's kind of what I was thinking. I just have to redo some more books to finish that up. Iria, on my list here, she can do a bunch of stuff with talents. She's one of my familiars because she loves the animals. She's also got the art thing. So she's her and Joshua are my backup artists, so between the animals and the art, that's not nearly as heavy a skill investment as what we've got on Radix right now. So that's a couple non-combat skills that, between Ilya and Joshua, they can handle. Art, authoring isn't that expensive, it turns out, and the familiars, we want a couple people with familiars, so she might just get familiar like level 5, and then someone else can get familiar to level 10. So, simple enough. Already talked about Joshua a little bit. He's our only musician right now, and he might take art. He is currently, like, I put the investment in to get him his alchemy ready to go, and then I didn't realize until after that fairy lore was super expensive. So then I'm like, I kind of regret it, because he needs a lot of other things to get skilled up. There's two more characters, Marvel and Ashley. Let's do Ashley first. He's our scout, because he's the only one with danger sense. Actually, Marvel has danger sense as well, but Ashley's already doing fine. He can also do familiar and later on customize, but customize is, again, pretty late game. I don't think we're going to rush that. So for now, scouting and the bird thing, that's fine. And then Marvel, finally, also has customize, also has danger sense, also has love of animals and blessing of mana. So she could do alchemy, she could do familiar, she could do scout, and customize. I might not give her any of those things because she's kind of a strange build. I was looking at her stats. Like, she's got a lot of strength, not a lot of intelligence. It's kind of a weird... I'm not sure if her skills... Like, if they build off of her strength stat, that's good, but I don't actually know. But anyway, she just joined, so she's got a ton of skills to invest in anyway. And theoretically, we'll have Millie joining up, who... I can't remember her skills, but she could do alchemy for sure if we want, because she's got Blessing of Mana, and maybe something else. Plus, there's one more 8th slot character that we get later on that could also do some of these skills. So anyway, that's the overall skill review. There is one more thing that I was going to show off before we move along. With a little bit of art, so magic color, these are the 2,000 per item thing. You can start trying to duplicate stuff. I'm not going to get into that right now, but at level 7 art, we probably could duplicate some stuff. I think, I'm going to put a save here. I don't think you can lose an item on duplicate. Crafting, like if you're doing alchemy, compounding, smithing, all that stuff, if you fail, you lose your components that you put into it. I'm pretty sure with art, well, yeah. So that cost us $2,000 to get a $250,000 rainbow diamond. But I don't think you can actually fail it anyway. But what I meant to show off was the relatively cheap magic cards. And you should probably make a whole bunch of these once you have an artist and you can buy cards. Cards are cheap. You get these in-combat items, and you get portraits. Now, basically, this is just a way to make money out of nothing. There's better ways to make money, but this is really easy. I hardly ever even fail at level 7. And you either get a combat item or something that you can sell, like a portrait of all of your characters. So I just wanted to go through 20 of these just to show them off. Scribbles is a fail. So you do fail occasionally, of course. And of course, you need that design sense to have a success rate at all, really. But there we go. We got Ashley's portrait. There's a portrait for every character. I think you have to have met them or have them in your party to get it. And it might depend on who your artist is, who they make portraits of. I don't know how it works. It might just be totally RNG. But I don't think I've seen anyone that we haven't had in our group yet. I actually had one for Dorn. I think I sold it, but it was Radix, you know, drawing his buddy. I think that's Dorn there. Anyway, so I went through 20 of those just to demonstrate, and you get some items, right? Like, so this Upstart card, you just use it in combat and you get more money. That's pretty nice. The critical card gives you a bunch of critical hits for the person that uses it. The victory card raises the whole group's guts. That's pretty awesome for bosses. And then we've got some portraits for various people. Maybe that's someone that didn't even join the party, actually. Joshua, Ashley, and Iria. So we got some of those, and because I got those, and I also got a friggin' rainbow diamond, let's experiment with a little bit more art before we move along, because clearly this is the time to break the game. It's really not my intention here, but seeing as I probably should go do the music now, because a rainbow diamond is worth, well, I guess it's only 25,000 gold. No, I need 200,000 to buy the instrument. So there are better things to duplicate than rainbow diamonds. I just thought it would be funny to try. But even if you don't do something silly like that, you could probably duplicate mithril, which is good for, you know, your smithing and all that. Where are all these pictures that I want to, yeah. So the portraits, basically what I was saying is you could just make money. So if all you did was make a bunch of, oh, hold on to those. I'm going to read out all of these prophecy books, one of these episodes. We got these from failed authoring, and it's probably just a backwards something, or maybe an anagram or something, but I'll look at them all in a bit. Oh, we also got these Phoenixes things. automatically revives everybody. That's pretty awesome. But all I'm doing is selling the portraits. And just look at how much money we make selling these portraits. So that's about, well, 7,500 gold from portraits. And I spent 20 cards to make that. So that was a profit of 6,400 gold just using cards. Like, you could do, I honestly think you could just make infinite money. It would take a while. Like, it's not like a quick cash grab or anything by any means, but if you need a little bit of extra cash, make some portraits, sell them, no big deal. If you want to make a lot of cash, well, that's what the duplicating trick is for. And I didn't think that was going to work first try, believe me. I think I already sold my instruments, so I might not have anything that's worth even more to sell. And I'm not sure if you can duplicate everything. But obviously you can duplicate most things, and I'm gonna put another save in just for safety, but I want to fail one and make sure we didn't lose it. So we lost the 2,000 gold item, but we don't lose the thing you're trying to copy. Yeah. So you basically spend $2,000 to try to copy something. If the thing you're copying is worth more than 2,000, you make a profit. Unless you break a bunch, and then maybe not a great deal. But anyway, I'd rather get to level 10 art before we really get into that kind of stuff. But if you can duplicate instruments, which we know are worth like 200,000 gold, I should have held on to a trumpet. But basically, the next time we go back to Tartaroy, we can send, I don't know, send Ronixus through the arena or something. If he can make it to the 3rd round of the arena, he'll get another trumpet. We can test out duplicating the trumpet. As long as you can sell it for 120,000 gold or 60,000 or whatever the number was. At $2,000 per attempt to duplicate, you know, you'd have to fail a lot to lose money. So I swear there's an inn here somewhere. There we go. Anyway, we're a bit stronger than we used to be. Nothing, I don't think it's really, like, crazy. One of the biggest differences, because we got the HP MP upgrades, everyone got level 7 in the MP skill, which is squared, which is 49 MP or something extra. So some people had low MP, an extra 49 is kind of nice. And it's closer to getting to an extra 100 MP, but look how expensive the SP cost is. Like, I'm not going to invest any more in those for a long time. So it's a power bump, no doubt about it. Make no mistake, this little min-max session we just did here definitely makes us stronger, but I think it's fine. I think we'll survive. Other than that, I haven't really invested in a lot of combat skills. Most of that was just abilities, like getting some of the art going, the music going, all that stuff. I did learn the other music. Not like it matters, but level 1 and 2 of the trumpet and harmonica. As far as I understand, tier 1 is just a weaker version of tier 2. So we started with the tier 2 stuff, which is better anyway. And that was just, you know, down to RNG. It really didn't take very long. We went from, I don't know, the music, I didn't spend very much time on the music part. And then I just sold the instruments because I didn't want them. Well, I needed the money, basically. I didn't think I'd be duplicating them, so I just sold them. And we're getting levels again. So yeah, part of my goal here is, we're probably about 50 minutes into the episode. I want to see how much traveling we can do, if we can maybe make it to the entrance to the next town here. Although I probably have to, like, reduce encounter rate to do that. 1,000 damage, that's a new record, I think. I haven't increased anyone's, like, actual combat stats, like their intelligence. So that 1,000 damage is just new spells being awesome. I mean, I don't mean to over-defend myself. I actually don't think I don't think that little skill grind is going to make a huge difference. What I do think it will do is it will allow me to invest into effort up to like level 6 or 7 without feeling like I'm getting 0 progress. And then once my effort's up to level 7, we're getting -7 per skill point. -7 skill points per skill. Then we'll start backfilling in all the other useful stuff that actually makes us stronger. So, we're kind of delaying a power-up a little bit here by spending like 300 points on effort. And it will take a while to get that 300 points back. I think Ronixis is really strong right now because of the optional bow we got. If we hadn't gone to that, if we hadn't gone to Joshua's Forest, we wouldn't even have a bow. Ronixis would actually be pretty bad because he would have 0 weapons. I don't think we've had anywhere to buy one yet either, so... I mean, he's got magic, but I don't know if I showed it off explicitly, but his intelligence stat is actually really bad. So, I'm not sure if he's going to be a great long-term character. His bow's good right now, and he gets some cool spells. But I don't think his scaling is going to be super hot. I'm also not sure about Marvel, which is why I want to use her right now, just to see how she does. But Ronixis, like I was saying here, 5 intelligence. So if his magic requires intelligence, and I believe it does, he's really more of an archer that just happens to have some magic. It would probably be better if he had abilities that were strength-based, that were techs rather than spells. And then Marvel actually is like the other way around, where she'd probably be better if she didn't use techs, which I'm assuming use your magic. But her intelligence is also not amazing, so I'm not even sure how her scales. Joshua is definitely the... Well, his intelligence is... I mean, maybe the intelligence doesn't go very high. I don't know. I thought one of either Ronixis or Marvel would be a good mage, but... At this point, I don't know. Radix is crushing everything, so pretty happy with him. I've heard Marvel get some really good orb techniques, which is why people want to use her. I don't know. The option between Marvel and Joshua was like, I could have brought Sias and Fear, and they're both just melee swords people, right? And we got tons of melee sword fighters, and like your main character that you're always controlling is a sword fighter. And Ashley, we get you know, we got Radix, Ashley, and Iria as melee combatants right at the beginning of the game. So I wanted to try getting Marvel and Joshua as, you know, more interesting characters, basically. That's why I went with that optional group. Because I mean, imagine taking Sias and Fear. Assuming you miss Joshua, like if you don't get Marvel or Joshua, you just get 2 more melee fighters. At this point in the game, hopefully you'd have Millie instead, but you basically have no mages. Now, mages might not be that strong, but... Alright, I think I've done enough random encounters to lower it down a little bit here. We're not getting very far. It's coming back to me real quick why I appreciate that danger sense so much. Oh, I actually had hunting for... No wonder it was so high. Alright, that's my own mistake. I forgot I turned that on. Should be way better now. And this should definitely prove whether or not you need... See if there's a treasure by the beach. Should definitely prove whether or not you need Ashley to be in the front row or the main cast. Just that difference as soon as I flick that switch. So, I've read some guides that are like, no, Ashley, like, whoever has the scout ability must be, like, not just in your active party, but your #1 slot at the top. And, I'm pretty sure that I've disproven it literally in the last 5 minutes here. Alright, this beach sucks. Unless we get a way to swim in the ocean. Can I read the sign? Come on, give me signs. Don't be lazy, game. So, sure, we're still getting combat, but not nearly as much as we used to get. You know, I will say Marvel does pretty good damage. Like, honestly, this group, I thought would be a bit frail. But they do so much more damage than Ilya. Like, Ilya was pretty bad. Like, and even Ashley, like, they just didn't attack as often as I do. So having an archer, I think, has been a really good... Like, I think Ronixis, at least at this point with the super bow, he's paying, you know, he's earning his keep, so to speak. And then whether or not Marvel will be better or worse than Ilya, you know, we'll see. That's pretty cool. That's Ray, I guess, from Joshua. I wonder if that's like Holy Elemental. Jeez, yeah, I mean, I can just watch while my guys destroy everything. That's great. I'm actually really happy with how this group's turning out. This is great. Imagine if we just had Fear and Sias, just regular fighters, nothing exciting. Okay, we don't want to go that way yet. We did, in fact, make it to the town. We gotta do some private actions one of these days, but we'll do the town explorer without it first. First, let's go meet the king. Do you think the king will suddenly see people he's never even seen before? It's as if we were to suddenly go and talk to a president or a superstar. Ah, we got no other choice. We don't have any sort of connection to get us in. Well, I guess so, Captain. I'll talk with him. Huh? Oh, just leave it to me. I'm actually a pretty high-ranking officer, by the way. Welcome to Van 1-2. Van 1 the second. Its real name is Van 1-2, but that's kind of silly, so we just call it Van Castletown. Okay, well, let's go a little bit longer. Let's do the town explorer here. Today's episode, we didn't make a ton of progress, and I got a little bit sidetracked by skills. So let's do at least the... We won't go to the king today, but we'll do the town explorer at the end of the episode here. Is she doing a haiku? Yeah, poet. I had a feeling. Alright, thanks, guards. You're very helpful. Apparently, the King of Van has been worried about how to counter the demon world's influence. Sure. Can't read the note. Maybe we'll find Millie, and then I'll have more people to think about skills. Shoe salesman? They've got a shoe store. Oh, the girls are super happy. Look at them up there. I mean, is Joshua one of the girls? We got a little bit of money. So the Kung Fu shoes... Oh. So this is technically an upgrade for Ilya, but let me just double check. So we're going 20 defense, 50 evade, 22 defense, 30 evade. I actually think that's a downgrade, because we're losing a lot of evasion for 2 defense. I thought, Ashley had actual armor. Like, real boots. I'll buy 2 of these because they're super cheap. I'll buy 3 of them, but it's mostly for Marvel and the bird. I know I'm short on money. I can basically duplicate and make as much money as I want, but I don't want to... I don't want to cheat, guys. I don't want to feel like I'm a big dirty cheater. Also, I didn't rearrange some of my equipment like I was going to. I was going to give the HP talisman to... Oh, I actually did that. Okay. 5 defense for 4 evade. I don't know. Maybe. Not sure if that's a great deal. Same difference here. Right, we already checked hers. Yeah, he has Iron Greaves, so we're talking... Oh, it is just a straight upgrade. Okay. I didn't think leather boots would be better than Iron Greaves, but that'll teach me. Alright, that's a very minor, tiny difference. Hardly matters. It's an old kingdom full of boots. And wait a second, that shopkeeper sure looks straight out of Chrono Trigger to me. Don't know if I've mentioned that before. Good old wine shop. I mean, bar. I heard that monsters came from somewhere far past Sylvalant. The entrance to the demon world's probably over there. Of course, it's by this other kingdom. It's not in our kingdom, no way. You can't go to Sylvalant with speaking to the King of Van. I'm pretty sure that's the next and final kingdom to visit. Yeah, how do we stop the demon world? What is the demon world? Bob's such a jerk. He said something nasty to me when he met my parents. Alright, well, you can keep your spectacles, lady. The season of dancing withered leaves, like the falling leaves that... Okay, everyone here is a poet. Is this the worst town? This might be Bard Town. Oh, get away from her. She's got, you know what? Ooh, these are fine weapons. Oh, long ago I was a blacksmith. Would you like to sell me some fine weapons, like a longsword +2? One of these days I'll try crafting myself a longsword +2. We probably could do it right now, because we can buy smithing equipment and iron and mithril and stuff. Or at least we can duplicate mithril. But, I don't want to do it yet. Next time I want to go to the arena, because the arena is going to give us some really powerful stuff. I want to get better weapons for the arena next time Basically, I want to get Millie, finish the first round of the overworld. I have to backtrack to get my optional 8th character anyway, but I want to wait till I have Millie for that. I might even have to wait. And at that point, maybe we'll craft up some better weapons and try to do the rest of the arena. Or at least some more of the arena. Let's see, anything worth buying? This is possibly the first time we can buy Resurrect bottles. I don't know what that does, probably for compounding. But definitely stacking up on Resurrect bottles, great. Millie is possibly the only person that's going to get the Resurrect spell. Maybe Joshua. But right now it's been very limited on how many Resurrects we had, because we couldn't buy them. My boyfriend's coming back from Sylvalant. I gotta cook something great for him. Yeah, don't ask us to cook. We've tried cooking, and every single time we failed, so... Can't even cook a friggin' piece of rice. Ah, here we go. The shop everyone's been dying to see. Even if you're not planning on buying much. If you want to see something, let me know. Alright, we got a sword for Sias, and only Sias. Punchin'. That'll be an upgrade for, Ilya, who I'm not using much. Short sword, probably for Fear. Some kind of tri-section staff. A longbow if you didn't get the better bow. Like, this is way worse. It's like half as powerful as the one we've already got. Crossbow, which is getting a bit better. Light mail, cool. Pretty expensive. Don't have the money on me right now. Silver robe. That'd be nice. A bikini, yeah. And a plate helmet. And a shield that's not as good as a dwarf shield. So we need how much do we need? Say 700 bucks there. Say 1,200. 3,800, round up to 4,000. Let's see if I can sell some stuff to make 4,000. I spent it all on Resurrect bottles. But I know we've got some random junk that I've been carrying around that I probably should have sold. I did craft some extra books that I didn't think it was an accident. So I'm gonna sell these, because I didn't really mean them to have them. We could save them until we get another character, but it's fine. Yeah, we don't need that. I think I meant to clean up my inventory earlier. I don't know if, I don't know what the purpose of these idols are. I've got a few of them. Ah, there's an extra portrait I missed. Don't need scribbles. Well, we've got enough money now already, so job done. Mega Flare. Summon Bahamut. Probably not, though. Got this lion statue. Oh, yeah, there you go. Kills beasts. Probably garbage. Should just sell it. So, Book of Prophecy. We got 1, 3, 2, 5. 1, 3, 2, 5. I think I'm just missing 4. So, yeah, I'll try to read them all once I get them all, but that's gonna take a bit more work. Alright, so now I've got a little bit of money on the docket. You want to buy that. One of those. One of those. Sadly, no one can wear bikinis here. You have to donate all your Ankylo channel points to get the character that can wear bikinis. Joshua... 5 defense. I mean, I don't know if that hardly makes a difference. That's a pretty nice upgrade. So Uria, who I was just saying is sucks, an extra 100 damage probably make a pretty big difference. That's what I get for not crafting or any weapons. But again, crafting early game is pretty hard because you can only get you can't get smith hammers until that last town we just went to. So was that it? Did I buy anything else? I probably just zoomed right through all that. I feel like Rodnixus should be able to equip something, but... Huh. Weird. Silver Orb. She doesn't really... Or Silver Robe, Raven Orb. She doesn't really get a lot of... I think she only gets one other orb, like her ultimate orb weapon. So one of the perks of Marvel is she's a cheap equip. Alright, well, feels like I'm a little bit shy on cool gear, but that's what we got. Finish this town up. We're already a little bit over episode length. Skill shop doesn't matter anymore. We've been all this is not that big a town if we go to the castle, I think I've been everywhere, actually. Yeah. Okay, it's a fairly small town, so we'll do a private action next episode. Yeah, we did that already. And then we'll go visit the king. So, there you go. Thanks for watching, folks. Hope you've enjoyed. I won't spend so long in the future doing skill talent reviews. I sort of covered as much as I want to cover for now. In the future, we'll do more of the crafting stuff as we get more money and time. But we'll get 2 more characters. We'll see how I want to ability them up and what talents they've got and all that. And yeah, I feel like we've got a pretty good thing going. So let's end it here. Thanks for watching. We still have to talk about secret skills. I haven't done that yet either. But one of these days. I've been avoiding them because they break the game even worse than some of the things that we're breaking the game with. But that's all for now. So thanks for watching. Look forward to secrets later, and have a great day.